Welcome back to Strength, Strategy, and Mindset. This is day number 65, and I'm Dr. Dwain Woode. That's Wood with an E. The E stands for Endocrinology. Here I educate, I empower, and I encourage you to take charge of your health and your life, avoid complications, and go to the next level. We're creating that life that we've always wanted, and we are living limitless lives. We're here for another day, and we are continuing our trek, Strength, Strategy, and Mindset. The strength is that we are in this space and we are doing the things that we need to do to get our bodies in tone. We are pushing our MOVE campaign and we are walking through that process, walking and strength training. Remember, metabolic optimization via exercise. We are making sure that the routines that we're doing are solid and that we are consistent in our application of those. Remember, we're focusing on form, focus, foundation, those three things, so that the exercises that we're doing, we're using the right posture, the right form, the right amount of weights, the right amount of reps, the right amount of sets. All of that is building us into a routine that we can sustain over the long haul. That's our strength. Our strategy is to understand that showing up with the best that we have and moving from there, improving that, refining it, adjusting the positions that we're holding the weights, adjusting for tension, understanding the concept of time under tension, controlled tension, resistance, reps, sets, the amount of weights that we're using. That is the strategy that we've been using to build consistency. And the mindset change is this, that simply by being here, simply by showing up every single day, simply by making sure that you are being consistent, that you're saying that I am doing whatever I need to do for my health, and I'm making a choice every single day. And you have added, by being here today, another piece of evidence. You've added another point of data that you are consistent. So strength, strategy, and mindset. We're going to go ahead and get into our warm-up routine as we move into the circuit. Remember that the idea of the warm-up is to get the muscles moving, get the joints moving, increase the heart rate so that we can get that much needed blood flow going, increasing the oxygen that our lungs and our muscles are going to be needing as we get into the routine, and also increasing the temperature in our bodies so that those muscles begin to relax. Remember, the increased temperature will help that. So let's go ahead and get into our warm-up exercises. We're going to start with our arm curls. If you have dumbbells, you can use them. If not, that's okay. You can use the isometric version without them. But we're going to do 10 forwards, 10 backwards, and then move into the rest of the routine. Here we go. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And in all of these, remember, you are activating the core, So back to the core, we're making sure that that is something that we're doing. Remember the core, these muscles in this area, think of the belly button, think of a string right behind it, and someone says, hey, let's take a picture, right? And they say, all right, say cheese. And just before they say, you pull that stomach in, that's the core right there. All right, so let's go ahead. We're gonna move to our cross-body leg swing. We're gonna do 10 on each leg with a 5 count as we go from left to right. Let's go ahead and get started. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's 10. Switching to the other side, and I'm using my workbench here, workout bench. And same thing, 10 with a 5 count from left to right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's I think I miscounted. So that's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that is our 10. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to do our forward reaches. And remember the forward reach, the idea is, let me do this without the dumbbells first. I'm going to do 10 of these, and what we're trying to do is we are reaching forward, touching our fingertips, and we're imagining though that we are actually reaching beyond the fingertips. And as we're doing that, we are tightening the muscles in the arms, right? We are tightening those biceps. We're tightening the chest muscles, tightening the muscles in the neck, and keeping that core activated, right? So we're getting all those muscles, and we're going to do a 5 count, right? So basically a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to do 10 of those. I'm doing it with a dumbbell because it adds additional tension. Remember, time under tension is our friend when it comes to strength, and when it comes to our toning, and when it comes to our muscle building. So let's go ahead and let's get started. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and back. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and back. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And back, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's 9. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that gives us our 10. All right. Now let's go ahead and we're going to do our high knee marches, and I'm going to try to get those knees up as high as possible. And we're going to do that for 60 seconds with a 1, 2 count, right? So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. 60 seconds. I'm going to activate the core. And I'm using my dumbbells. You can do that as well, or you can do this without dumbbells. Remember, all of these are modifiable. So let's go ahead and let's get started. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Come on, get those knees up, get those knees up. And keep that pace. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Feel that heart rate starting to go up. Feel the temperature. Yeah. 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2. 30 more seconds. 2, 1, 2, 1. Get those arms swinging. 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2. Increasing that oxygen flow, increasing the heart rate, increasing the blood flow. 1, 2, 1, 2. 15 seconds. 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2. All right, ready for the last 10 seconds? Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Whew. Yeah, certainly feel that temperature increasing, right? Let's go ahead and get these down. And then we're gonna move to the floor, and we're gonna do our pelvic or hip tilts as we've been doing. And we're doing our hip tilts. And so feet flat on the ground. And our goal here is to basically tilting our hips up with enough height so that we can get about a fist height under our bodies. We're gonna do 10 of these with a 5 count in this position once we raise, okay? And I usually put my hands down on the mat, and that helps me to make sure that I'm lifting up. And as we do that, we're actually pushing through the heel, right? Pushing up with the heel. So let's go ahead and get started. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can put your hand under there to make sure. And down. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And down. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And down. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And down. That's 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And down. That's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 9. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's 10. All right. All right. And so remember, we're doing 3 sets of 8. The first 2 sets, we're going to try to go directly into from one set to the next, with one set to the second set, with a bit longer break between sets 2 and 3. All right. And ready? And here we go. And up. And 1, 2. Up. 1, 2. Up. 1, 2. And up. 1, 2. That's 4. Up. 1, 2. And up. 1, 2. And up. 1, 2. That's 6. Up. 1, 2. That's 7. Up. 1, 2. That's 8. Up. Now we're into the second set. 1, 2. That's 1. Up. 1, 2. That's 2. Up. 1, 2. That's 3. Up. 1, 2. That's 4. Up. 1, 2. That's 5. Up. 1, 2. That's 6. Up. 1, 2. That's 7. Up. 1, 2. That's 8. All right. And we'll take a little longer break between these. And so those first 2 sets, normally we would, as we get further into the routine, we're going to be doing more reps within the set. And those first two sets allows us to kind of see what that rhythm would be like, right? So the sets will be longer. And let's go ahead and let's get into this last set as we move through these. All right, here we go. Ready? And up. And 1, 2. That's 1. Up. 1, 2. That's 2. Up. 1, 2. That's 3. Up. 1, 2. That's 4. Up. 1, 2. That's 5. Up. 1, 2. That's 6. Up. 1, 2. That's 7. Up. 1, 2, and that gives us our 8. All right. Now you may notice that as I did that my arms, I try to keep those arms, the triceps, a little bit more parallel with the ground. Remember before we were going down here and pushing up from that area. But now we're coming to right about here and then pushing up from that position, right? So that gives me additional ability to target specific muscles. All right, so let's go ahead and do our seated knee extensions. We're going to do alternating 10 reps of this, and with a 5 count when we extend, and we are trying to raise that leg as high as we can during that extension. Okay, ready? Let's go ahead and get started. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and down, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's 10. All right. And then we're going to move and do our curl and presses. Let's go ahead and get those dumbbells out. And notice that for our workouts, we're moving pretty, I don't say quickly, but moving through the circuit, right? So our circuits are now at the point where we can just move from one activity to the next, and we know what that means. We know how that works now. Okay, ready? And we're gonna go up, twist, press, down, twist, lower. Up, twist, press, and down, twist, lower. That's 2. Up, twist, press, and down, twist, lower. That's 3. Up, twist, press, and down, twist, 4. Up, twist, press, and down, twist, 5. And up, twist, press, and down, twist, 6. And up, twist, press, and down, twist, 7. And up, twist, press, and down, twist, 8. We're going to go second set. Up, twist, press, and down, twist, 1. And up, twist, press, and down, twist, 2. And up, twist, press, and down, twist, 3. And up, twist, press, and down, twist, 4. And up, twist, press, and down, twist, 5. Up, twist, press, and down, twist, 6. And up, twist, press, and down, twist, 7. One more. Up, twist, press, and down, twist, 8. All right. Take a little longer break between those 2 sets. And once again, there you'll see that I've modified that just a little bit. So we used to go all the way up here, twist, and then up. So now you see me going right about here. And so that's the first movement. That's the curl, right? So the curls, I would actually be doing, if I were doing curls, I'd be doing this, right here. So I'm doing the curl, and then that part of the exercise activity is already done. So the twisting part really is really from here, right? So I'm going up that way and then back down, and then that part of it is over, and then now I'm back to the curls, right? So that's what you see me modifying. So bringing it up to about here, and then that part of the activity is done, and then now I'm just working on the presses. So once again, tweaking as we go, so that you understand, as you're seeing some of these changes and adjustments and adaptations, okay, we are improving to get the better benefit of everything that we're doing. All right, let's get to that last set. And ready? And here we go. Up, twist, press, and down, twist, lower. And up, twist, press, and down, twist, 2. And up, twist, press, and down, twist, 3. And up, twist, press, and down, twist, 4. And up, twist, press, and down, twist, 5. And up, twist, press, and down, twist, 6. And up, twist, press, and down, twist, 7. And up, twist, press, and down, twist, 8. Awesome. All right. Going to get those down, and we're going to get our kettlebell and our dumbbell as we move to do our squats. And I'm going to do, like I've been doing, the 3 versions of the squat: the isometric version with the dumbbell and with the kettlebell. And really that's just so that you understand that we can modify these. Just like when you see me do the cross-body leg swing, I use the door frame on one side, I use the workout bench on the other. I can do that without those, right? And you see that I've been a little off balance, so I've modified it to this. If you don't have any of those, you can actually use a chair. And we'll do that in another episode, so I can show that. I showed that initially early on, but I want you to see that as well. Actually, why don't we do that right now? Let's do that. So if you are not able to do this without going all the way down, you can actually use a chair. You can do a workout bench, and I'm going to sit. And so the idea with the squat is really that you are sitting almost like you're sitting on a chair. And so you can use the chair as your modification, where you are up and down, and up and down, and up and down. Okay? So remember, you can use whatever needs to be used for the modifications for any of the exercises that we are doing, as long as we're getting the benefit. Remember, time under tension, making and using the right form, focusing on a particular area of the body, and making sure we have the right foundation. Form, focus, and foundation. So let's go ahead and get into those. And so we'll start with the isometric version, which is simply pressing in with my hands, my palms, and my feet are a little wider than shoulder width apart. And right, so when I go down, I'm going to try to get my thighs to be parallel with the ground. We're not staying down there, we're just going down and then back up. We're going to do 3 sets of 8, and with between the first and second set, long enough for me to get the dumbbell and then get back into position. Right, here we go, and ready, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. Go over and get that dumbbell. get back into position, and let's go. Ready? And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. A little longer break between sets 2 and 3, which is when we're going to use the kettlebell. But just long enough for me to once again remind you that our MOVE campaign, Metabolic Optimization via Exercise, is designed so that you have a structured way of making sure that you are using the equipment that's in the body, because the body is an amazing set of equipment, amazing machine that will help you in your metabolic process. And when I say metabolism, imagine all the things that are in there: your weight, your fatty liver, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, pre-diabetes, diabetes, any chronic inflammatory processes that you have, insulin resistance, metabolic syndrome itself, syndrome X, and we can go on and on and on. So if you are struggling with anything in the metabolic spectrum, and even things that I didn't name, so decreasing your risk of coronary artery disease and strokes, heart attacks, peripheral artery disease, blood flow issues, all of those improve. Make a change to the camera. All of those improve as you are in this space, right? So we've got 2 arms right now. Is the walking. We did a 100-day walk to consistency, and now we're doing the strength training, and all of it is designed to improve the metabolism. So make sure that you are there and that you are taking advantage and you are putting these things in place so that you can have the best possibility of success. All right, let's go ahead and get into our last set of the squats using the kettlebell this time. And ready? And here we go. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. All right, very good. All right, let's get this down and get our dumbbells as we get ready for our hammer curls. 3 sets of 8 with a pause between set 2 and 3. Give me just a second here. Make sure everything is still going the way it should. All right, so let's get to the hammer curls. And feet shoulder width apart. We're activating the core, and we're bringing the dumbbell over to the opposite shoulder, up quickly, and then slowly on the way down. Ready? And here we go. And up, and down, up, and down, up, and down, up, and down. That's 1. Up, and down, up, and down. That's 2. Up, and down, up, and down. That's 3. Up, and down, up, and down. That's 4. Up, and down, up, and down. That's 5. Up, and down, up, and down. That's 6. Up, and down, and up, and down. That's 7. Up, and down, and up, and down. That's 8. Second set. Up, and down, and up, and down. That's 1. Up, and down, up, and down. That's 2. Up, and down, up, and down. That's 3. Up, and down, and up, and down. That's 4. up and down, up and down, that's 5, up and down, up and down, that's 6, up and down, up and down, that's 7, up and down, and up and down, that's 8. All right. Take a little longer break there. And so as you are moving through this workout, I want to remind you also to make sure that you have that 5-minute circuit that you can go through. And maybe it's a circuit that's made up of, 2 sets of 5 curls, maybe 1 set of squats, maybe a cross-body leg swing, right? And that's your 5 minutes workout. Or maybe you just take the warm-up things that we do and you do the arm twist. If you're out somewhere you don't have the dumbbells, you can do the arm twist, right? So forwards, backwards. You can do a cross-body leg swing, right? You can do 10 of those while you're whatever situation you're in, right? And maybe you can do some squats, right? Boom, boom, boom. And you do the forward or the forward reaches. So remember, that 5-minute circuit is designed so that at any time you can jump into it. So you're traveling, you're at a hotel, you are somewhere where you don't have your equipment. Rather than say, okay, I'm not going to do it today because I don't have it, go ahead and commit that every day you are going to do something. You may not be able to do 30 minutes, you may not be able to do 40 minutes, but go ahead and get that 5-minute circuit in, because this is not designed for an occasional, every now and then thing. This is designed that this is a part of who you are now. This is what you do. This is what is your method for making sure that you're taking care of this body. Okay, so and you hear me, we talked about that a bit at the beginning. We're in the set now, we're in the routine, we've got the circuit, and I'm coming back to that because that is going to be the long-term concept that I want you to maintain as we move through this series. All right, let's get into that last set of curls. Ready? And we're up and down and up and down. That's 1, up and down and up and down, that's 2, up and down, up and down, that's 3, up and down, up and down, that's 4, up and down and up and down, that's 5, up and down and up and down, that's 6, up and down and up and down, that's 7, up and down and up and down, that's 8. All right, back to the floor as we do our dead bugs. All right, here we are. Move that way a little bit. All right, and so the dead bugs, remember, we're gonna have our arms pointing toward the ceiling. Our legs, we're gonna lift those so that the calves are parallel to the ground. And we're gonna be using the opposite arm and legs, right? So kind of like this. We're gonna do 10 of those. And while we're doing that, we've got that core activated right in here. So let's go ahead and let's get started. And that's 1. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. That's 5. That's 6. That's 7. That's 8. That's 9. And that's 10. All right. All right. So feet shoulder width apart. Activate that core. And let's go for it. Remember, we're not going to count like we've been doing. We just kind of keep track. And I may let you know when we are at maybe the last rep in that set. And we're going to move from set 1 to set 2 pretty rapidly. And then a bigger break between sets 2 and 3. So here we go. Ready? And up and down 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 and up and down. We're moving into the second set now. And up and down 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 and up and down, and one more, and up and down. All right. Take a little longer break between sets 2 and 3. And notice as we've been moving, right, so each of the last several episodes that we've done, that idea of moving pretty rapidly from one set to the next is building. When we were talking about time under tension, the more we do, the more tension we produce over time, the stronger, the bulkier, the more toned that those muscles will become. And so that's the idea that we're using here, and getting from one set to the next in relatively rapid succession, so we can keep that tension. As we get further into the series, you'll see that we'll extend those sets with longer reps. And so this is in moving to that direction, moving in that direction. All right, let's get to that last set. And ready? And up and down 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 and up and down. All right. So that is our 3 sets of 8 and our lateral raises. All right, so let's go ahead and let's get our dumbbells as we move to our leg balance with the knee drive. And I love doing this one last because it is so instructive here in this space in terms of balance and in life in general. So I guess one of the points that I want to make here, and I may not talk much about balance, but the thing I want you to remember is that as we are working in this space, as we're working on our body, as we're working on strength, strategy, and mindset, there are so many things that we can take away from what we've been doing on the path that we've been walking down. So yes, it is to strengthen our body. Yes, it is metabolic optimization via exercise. That is the primary goal for this. But think of all the concepts, think of all the things we can now extrapolate from our workout routine. The idea of consistency, the idea of form, focus, foundation, the idea of balance, the idea of grounding, right, which we'll talk about here in a little bit. The idea that it is the small, consistent actions that we take over time that gives us the result that we want. And you've seen that in your own body, in your own life, you've seen that. right? So you are probably, well, I shouldn't say probably, now you can look in the mirror, you're starting to see some definition, you're starting to see some changes because you have been here and you've been doing consistently over time. And that's one of the main ideas, right, behind the fact that I do this last, because it reminds me not just of what I'm doing here, but it also reminds me that in my life, there's room for balance, and balance is what I'm shooting for. But just because I'm off balance, just because things are not sure, just because things are not always 100% in terms of what I know and what I can see, that doesn't mean I stop. It means that I am always working in the direction of getting back into balance. Okay, and that's going to be my balance idea for today, because there's so much that we can learn from this space. But this is one of my favorite ones to do at the end. So let's go ahead and get into that. All right. And we're going to do a set of 10, alternating each leg with a 5 count in between. So let's go ahead and get started. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and shift. 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 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and shift. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's 3. So let's make that 3. Shift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And shift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 4. Shift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And shift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5. Shift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And shift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 6. Shift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and shift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 8. Shift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and shift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 9. Shift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and shift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's 10. All right. Let's go ahead and get this back. And we will move into our cool down exercise. And so let's move now into our cool down activities. Just like the warm up, important, just like getting through the circuit is important, then the cool down is also important. And just a point here that if you need additional time, if you need more time in the gym, more time in the exercise, you want to spend more time in your workout, just go ahead and repeat the video, and you'll get your chance to kind of go through those again and again. All right, and that's why we, kind of did more rapidly, more teaching at the beginning and some longer breaks as opposed to during, and so that you have the time to be able to get into that and get the workout that you need. All right, so our cool down time is just as important as the time that we spent warming up and then actually going through the routine. Because during the cool down, there are a couple of things that we are doing. One, let's start talking about our breath. So during the activities, sometimes we're not careful to get those big deep breaths in. So breathing in oxygen and getting rid of the buildup acid in our body. But when we here in the cool down, we can get to big breathe, right? Expand those lungs to bring the oxygen in, and same thing, pushing out the carbon dioxide that's being generated in our body. And so the cool down allows us to do that. Big deep breaths in, and even as I'm talking, you can begin doing that, right? That's one idea. The other thing is that our temperature in our body has been elevated because we deliberately did that as we did the warm up, and now as we are now kind of coming back to quote unquote normal, we want that temperature to begin going down. So the muscles are relaxed, they are expanded, they're stretching, and so now we want to begin cooling the body down. Second thing. The third is just some concepts that you want to, as you are going through the activities, as you're going through the routine, as you're going through the exercise, as you're going through the episode, not only are you learning about your body physically, not only are you learning about the fact that There are certain things that you can do, or certain things that you are now capable of that you didn't think you could do before. But there are some concepts that we can extract from the workout into our regular life. And one of those is this idea, and you hear me talk about grounding. You know what? Now that I'm saying this, now we talk about grounding. So grounding gives us the ability to make sure that we understand that we've got to find that stable ground. You want to make sure that you are on solid ground. As we've been doing our workout, as we've been doing all the things here, the ground that we're on helps us to make sure that we are solid. Can you imagine if the ground was shifting, if it was uneven, if it was giving away as I was doing the various activities, the various exercises? That would not make for a good, that would not make for a good, good workout. And so understanding that I needed solid ground, I needed a firm foundation below me is important here in this space, but it's also important in our lives. And so as you are moving through your life, you may find some times when you're in situations where you feel out of sorts, you feel off balance, and one of the things you can do is in that moment, right? It's a now thing, right? We talk about the COPE model, COPE, clarify, observe, pause, and execute. It is one of the things you can do in that pause moment. Find a piece of ground wherever you are in your meeting. Nobody has to know. If your legs are up, if your legs are crossed, go ahead and sit to the edge of your chair. Plant your feet firmly on the ground, and that reminds you, that reminds the brain, it's a signal to the brain that I'm grounded and I'm good. And now from this position, whatever's going on around me, whatever meeting I'm in, whatever conversation I'm involved with, whatever project seems to not be going the way I thought it should go, I can now manage from this position because I'm centered, I'm grounded, I'm firm, the earth below me is good, and I am okay. And so from this position now, let's deal with whatever it is. So grounding. If you're outside, you want to take your shoes off and feel the grass, feel the earth beneath your feet. If you're on the beach, go ahead and feel the sand. All of those are times and things you can do to give a cue to you that, okay, I'm grounded, I'm good. I'm finding balance. I'm working here for myself, right? So that pause allows the prefrontal cortex to become activated and take over from the limbic system, the amygdala, which is the basal brain, the survival part of the mechanism of the brain, and allows us to make the decisions that we need to make. So right now, let's go ahead and find if you're off-centered, if your legs are crossed, if you're sitting with part of your body off the chair and on the chair, go ahead and stand up, or even if you're sitting in the chair, and plant your feet firmly on the ground. And I want you to imagine now, that all the tension, all the worry, all the stress, all the depression, all the anxiety is just now draining through your body. It's coming from the top of your head to your neck, your jaws, upper chest, upper abdomen, lower abdomen is going through the hips, into the legs, right? So into those quads and the hamstrings and the calf muscles. And it's going to the ankles now, into the feet. And now it's at the sole of the feet. I'm pushing that out of my body into that ground that's supporting me. Yeah. Feel that. Feel the muscles kind of relaxing as you do that. It's all gone. I'm pushing it out. I'm pushing it out. I'm pushing it out. And then now let's take some big deep breaths in. We'll take some breaths in through our nose, out through our mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth. We're bringing in that life-giving oxygen. And we're pushing out that carbon dioxide. We're breathing in positivity, and we're breathing out negativity. I'm breathing in the inner coach and breathing out the inner critic. I'm breathing in self-confidence, and I'm breathing out self-doubt. I'm breathing in success, and I'm breathing out failure. I'm breathing in a locus of control that's in me, and I'm breathing out the idea that the locus of control is out there. I'm breathing in limitless living. I'm breathing out disordered lives. Let's go ahead. We're going to do 5 in and out through the nose, out through the mouth, in and out through the nose, out through the mouth. And on the 5th one, we're going to hold that for a 5 count. All right, so let's go ahead and do that now. And breathing in and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. In through the nose and out through the mouth. And this one we're going to hold it in through the nose. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out through the mouth. Feel the relaxation. Feel the tension dissipate. Feel the body cooling down. I feel at peace. I feel in balance. I feel supported. I'm grounded. Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful. And hey, let me grab my hat, because you know what? Just like that, you've done it. You've done another day. You've shown up for another time. You've said yes another time. You continue moving forward. You continue showing up, and that is part of what limitless living. Then I'm going to do whatever I can, whatever I need to do to be successful. I'm not allowing anything from outside, anything from inside to cause me to stop. I am in charge of my destiny, and I am showing up with my best self, my best health, and my best plans for my life, and I'm living a limitless life. I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited that I get to be on this journey with you, and that we get to walk this path together. Hey, this is Dr. Dwain Woode. That's Woode with an E. The E stands for Endocrinology. And here we educate, we empower, we encourage you to take charge of your health and your life, avoid complications, and go to the next level. We're creating the life we've always wanted. Now go live a limitless life, and we'll see you tomorrow for day number 67 of Strength, Strategy, and Mindset.